The bathroom's painted and I love it.
Monday morning, start of another week. I was actually here yesterday. Started installing some of the interior doors, some of the casing and baseboards. Made a bit of progress yesterday, but right now I'm headed up into our upper bedroom here. Got a few more doors to put up, some closet doors, and then we'll get our casings, baseboards started up here. Lots of finishing still to do, but hopefully I can get all the doors and trim in, get our painters in soon, and then we can keep moving because there's still vanities to install, all the final plumbing to do. We have to install plugs and switches and lights. So anyway, lots to do. I better get moving so I can get these doors and trims on. Just getting going with installing my doors. So I've got the door off the jamb, and I always start with my hinge side. So I'm gonna get this shimmed up and perfectly level and secured to the framing, and then I'll pop the door back on the hinges, and then I'll shim the rest of the jamb. I find starting like this, getting this perfectly level, then your door is not gonna open on its own. I better get at it and get all these doors hung and keep moving forward. Our ensuite now. So got a few of the doors up. Got this glass door here. Once we finish painting, we'll actually scrape this coating off and it'll just be a nice frosted coating. Right now, I've got these big closet doors to put on, so it's kind of my next task before I can start doing the baseboards in here. I'll get these doors up and then I can continue on with the baseboard and move out into the hall, finish there, and then this floor is done. Okay, that's the closet doors in. Now I can start getting all my measures for the baseboards in this room. So I'll write down all my measures, go down to the saw, cut everything, bring them back up, and hopefully we can pop those on by the end of the day. Just getting to site, thought I'd give you a quick tour, catch you up to speed to where we are. So entryway, got our new heater in and all the trim done. Basement, no changes there from last week. I still have all our doors to put in, and then I'll finish the casing and baseboards. Living room, all the trim is done. Actually, I shouldn't say that. There's a small piece under the patio door. Have to finish that. Moving on to kitchen dining room. We have all our trim done around into the dining room. We have our powder room. Again, all the trim is done in here. So I think Heather's plan is actually to come today. I think she might be starting to paint that room. So that'll be cool to see that. First bedroom level, I do have the two interior doors in. So I still have closet door to put in, but bathroom door is in. Again, another glass door, so it'll allow light in there from these big windows. So I do have to do casing and baseboards on this floor. Hopefully today I'll get that closet door in and we can kind of move down to this level and start doing our trim. And then yesterday we got our closet doors in, bedroom door, bathroom doors in, all the trim is ready. Bedroom, I still have baseboards to put up. So I was able to pre-cut everything yesterday. I do have baseboard inside the closet. So I'm gonna start up here, get these baseboards on in the bedroom. We'll move out onto the landing and then work our way down to this landing so we can get casing trim on here. And then of course move into that bedroom, bathroom and keep working on this. So a lot of trim to do still. Finished in the bedroom, so all the baseboards done there, and I've moved out onto the upper landing, which is probably going to take me longer than any other room just because of all the outside corners. This corner here is so horribly out of square. I ended up using 50-degree miter on this one corner. Give me a couple tries to figure that one out. And then any boards that kind of end at the stair, I actually cut and glue a return onto them so it looks nicer than just cutting the board off square and nailing it on. It takes a little extra time to glue and pin those together, but it'll look nice when it's done. So I'm going to keep going forward and yeah, hopefully it doesn't take too long to finish up here, but we'll see.
I am officially at the sounds worse, feels much better stage of my cold, and it is time to tackle painting in the powder room. Do you hear? I'm trying to make a video. That's what's happening. Let's see if we can shut the door. In last week's video, I mentioned I'm going to be doing the green on the paneled wall, but I'm also going to be doing the green for all of the trim, the back of the door, and the ceiling. The reason why I'm doing this is kind of twofold. I want the paneled wall to be really rich in this bathroom, and I want to tie it into the detailing that we're doing on the bathroom vanities. If I had that green paneled wall and the wallpaper and then like a white or an ivory trim, it's just, there's a whole lot going on. I really want to make the wallpaper the star of the show. I want to make the paneled wall sort of the background star of the show. So that is why we are going to do the green everywhere else. That will allow our wallpaper to be the true star of this sweet little powder room. So let's start painting. Sorry, my voice isn't holding up so well, but the bathroom's painted and I love it. Take a look. How great does the paneling look? All painted. And the ceiling. There's all of our trim painted and the back of the door. It's a bit of a hard room to make a video in because it is so tiny, but I'm super excited to get the wallpaper on. Don't think that's gonna happen till next week because later this week, if things go as planned, I'm going to be finally grouting those tiles in the bathroom.
I've been here for about an hour actually. Just finishing the paint prep on this upper floor in the upper bedroom and bathroom, so it's ready for final paint now. I just started with that because I didn't want to wake neighbors up with saws because I was here pretty early. We're going to finish casing out this bathroom door, and then I'll start baseboards, but I do have to leave at about noon to go see one of Heather's clients and do some work for them. So I'm not sure how much time I'll have this afternoon, but we'll see what I can get done.
I've just pulled up at my stone cutters. What they always do for me is lay out my countertops on the actual piece of stone that I'm going to be using so I can see exactly how the veins are working, how everything's coming together, and I'm going to show you how that goes. So let's take a look. Doing stone or marble countertops and you are getting the stone templated, which you have to do. This is definitely something that you can ask to do at your stone manufacturers. I just confirmed with my lovely stone manufacturer, Andy, and they actually prefer to do this with the clients. So don't feel like this is weird. It is definitely not. This is what we did. These are all of the panels that they made on site. And what we did is we just talked about how we want to lay them out on the stone. So you're going to see these arrows on all of them. And what that does is it makes sure that the grain in the stone is going the same direction as the stone goes around the kitchen. So for example, this little piece here that goes this way is on the right-hand side of the range. Our island is exactly parallel and you'll notice that they go the same direction. The other thing I was able to do is this little corner of the stone right here that is kind of orange. I do not like that. We've been able to place all of the pieces so that we are not using that little corner because it's on all of the stone. You'll see even on our island, we were able to make sure that the arc missed it. That is how we make sure that the beautiful stone that I saw in the stone yard ends up on the kitchen counters exactly the way that I want it because I am a little picky about things like this.
Back at the house, but I only have about an hour and a half left in the day before I have to do school pickup, so I'm just gonna run upstairs, do some measures for some baseboards, get them cut, and we'll see how many we can get up before I have to leave. So let's get to it. Okay, so that's baseboards done in this room. We've got all our baseboards, casings up on this floor, so just has to be prepped for paint, but tomorrow I can head downstairs and start doing the doors and getting the trim on down there. We'll prep everything for paint and try and get our painters in. For now, I gotta run out of here and do school pickup. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Out here to get started again in the laundry room, mudroom. We have 3 doors to put in. For these 2 doors, we actually have to cut the height down because there's a bulkhead there. I'm gonna have to take apart the jambs, cut those down, cut the doors down. They are hollow doors, so I'll have to cut a new filler to glue into the bottom. I'm gonna head out to the garage and set up some sawhorses, start taking some measures so I can get my doors trimmed down, get our casing on, and then we can finish baseboards and the trim down here. Heather does have an idea for some trim or millwork on this wall. I'm not sure exactly what she's planning, so I have to ask her about that because we do have to finish that before paint too. So yeah, lots to do, so I'm gonna get at it. Just moving forward with getting these doors installed. These ones under the bulkhead are a little bit tricky. I'm having to kind of notch some of the casing around the bulkhead. That's been fun, but I wanted to show you a little trick because Heather asked me about this the other day. It was, how do I actually put doorstop on when I'm working by myself? It's tricky because you actually have to hold the door flush, but I have to be inside so I can actually put the stop on. So what I've done is I just have a couple straps of wood and I screw them through the hinge hole. So one on this side, that one's just holding it. So now when I pull the door closed, it's flush on the outside and then I can be on the inside to nail it. So I'm just gonna get those door stops on and then I will finish putting some casing up and then continue on with the last door. Okay, that's doors, casing, and baseboards, and the rest of the trim done. Tomorrow, we're just going to work on some paint prep. We're going to fill nail holes in all the trim, dap all the corners, and get everything ready so we can try and get our painters in here pretty quick. It's not going to be an exciting day. I'm just going to start filling nail holes and dapping the corners of the trim. A lot of trim to fill holes on, but we got to get it ready for the painters. So yeah, like I said, won't be too exciting, but needs to get done, so let's get to it. Successful Friday. Got everything ready for painters to show up so they can do all our trim paint our doors, and do a final coat on the walls. That's it for me today.
Happy Saturday. It's been such a busy week and Chris and I are on a time crunch now because we have set a listing date for the house and we're really hoping that we don't have to push it. So I am here today. I really want to get these showers grouted. We ended up going with white grout. My hope is to make all of those dark lines go away and to make the showers feel really cohesive and blended. So this is going to be an amazing before and after because like I mentioned in the video where I discussed picking out the grout color, the shower is going to look completely different once the grout fills in all of those dark lines. I've got the tub done, and doesn't it look totally different now that it's been grouted? You really see the beautiful marble detail. I absolutely love it. It's still got a haze on it, so I'm gonna have to come back and do a few more wipes. So take a look at the difference. That is with grout. Let's head upstairs because you'll see what a massive difference the grout makes, right? So one more shower to tackle for today. I've washed most of the haze off. That will be really easy to get off with just a dry rag. I'll take care of that next week. Let's go up and take a look at the shower because it is so good. How great is that? I just love the little subtle stripe detail. Still some haze to get off and it will come more to life, but so happy with how it turned out. And Chris just picked up the butcher block. So next week, fingers crossed, all of the countertops are going to be going in. We're headed into the home stretch. By the way, we are so grateful. Our subscriber count has doubled in the last couple of weeks, and we are so beyond grateful for the support. So if you're still here and you haven't subscribed yet, everyone else is. You may as well. And we'll see you next week.